Okay. Oh, yes. What's up, colleagues? Happy Friday, Junior. My girl, Tori. I'm going to act like I haven't seen you as recently as of last night. You went out with the girls.
The Goyles.
Yeah, where'd y'all go? Tell everybody about it.
We went to Malinche Audio Bar. Is that? I hope that's the right way to pronounce it. And the audio bar I thought would be like something different, but it was just that they had music on.
I was like, what is an audio? Are they trying to like get into the same business as like people that are like, oh, we do sound baths here?
Yeah, like I thought there would be like we each get like a listening piece. Like I thought it'd be something like that, but it's just that there were speakers and like I don't know. The drinks were good. I didn't love the food, but the company was
That's
tough.
a problem with the restaurant. I didn't really like the music. I didn't get it. The drinks were great. I can't tell you one thing about the food. Yeah, I mean, you're not trying. Look,
I didn't love it, but you know what? It was the company was wonderful.
Do you know why I like that you said that so much better? Is because we are in the age of amazing, where everything is amazing. We went to the hotel, amazing. The food, they had these, I believe you call them nachos with cheese, amazing. Ice in the glass. I just like when people are like, I didn't like it that much. That's cool. You're not trashing the restaurant. You're not saying that they had, they weren't following food protocols.
Yeah.
You're allowed to not dig something.
I didn't love the food, but again, to each their own.
What was the best thing that you got? All right. The check.
Oh man. Oh no.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I picked you, little baby Sarsar, and our mutual friend Audrey, who I'm just so happy because Audrey was Sar's friend. And then I was like, I bet the three of you guys would be great. So then when I heard that you guys all went to dinner together, I was like, all my dreams have come true.
Aww.
I'm an Uber driver for three of my favorite people. This is the second time this week, Tori, where Sar, I'm old school. I pick my girl up, I drop her off. Where like I pick y'all up from a restaurant, y'all ain't got no leftovers for your boy.
Yeah, well, Al, I'm really glad we didn't because it was like one piece of lettuce. It was like one piece of lettuce fried with like cream that you're supposed to like. There was no way to get it to you, and I don't know. The octopus was okay, but lately, I got to be honest, guys, I am having trouble ordering octopus because they are such intelligent creatures. I'm having a very hard time.
Well, that was your fun fact, your Tori's fun fact.
Yeah, three hearts, and
on Monday.
Yeah,
and then I pick you up Wednesday, and you're like, ate that octopus like it was going out of style. So that lasted 72 hours.
No, they're such good. They really are such very intelligent creatures. We're learning more and more about octopi, and they're incredibly intelligent. So I'm probably not. I don't know
if we're learning more and more about them. We've kind of cracked the code on them. They've been around since pirate ships. Tori, stop it.
No, we're learning how smart they can open doors. They can open lids of jars. They sometimes slap fish for no reason just because of spite. They're really, really cool creatures.
I mean, if you think about it, so can raccoons, but everybody hates raccoons. Nobody.
Like raccoons.
No, you like the idea of a raccoon. A raccoon in real life, they're like mean.
No,
they're mean.
Hungry. They're hungry and they scavenge, but like they're really cute and they look like they're going to the opera with their little gloves and
they look like they're going to an Eyes Wide Shut party.
I love them. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, I don't know. I like I've said, when I'm president, the first thing I'm going to do, like this administration immediately went after PBS for indoctrinating children. Could you imagine seeing that on a rundown? Like, discuss issues with NATO, bulk up our armed forces, take PBS down a peg. But yeah, I want to go. I'm going to reform our kids' cartoons, but just like I'm going to make sure that the animals are represented how they really are. Hippos, they're not friendly. They're vicious. They bite men in half.
They kill more.
Swans, mean as shit. Raccoons, awful. A chimp will rip your face off. They will.
I know. I worked with a chimp. I worked in a chimp enclosure thinking, and then I read Jane Goodall's book, and she's like, they will rip a man in half. But I do want to say that raccoons, someone just said this. Yeah, they found that they're domesticating much like dogs. Like as they evolve, they're becoming more and more like dogs. So like, let them go to the opera and eat out of your trash. Like they're fine.
Okay, let's go with what Jag is saying. We domesticate the raccoon.
Well, they are evolving that way. They are.
I know, but let me tell you why that's dope.
Okay.
Because yes, we all love our furry four-legged pets, cats and dogs. They can't do shit. I'm sorry. All they can do is wait for you to get home and stare at you. Like, can you open that jar? Let me tell you, can you imagine if we domesticate the raccoon? Jar's open. Guess what? Black beans, they're already on the stove because I can do the knob on that too. I'm making dinner, boo. You want your shoes? Already got those lined up, homie. I think if we can domesticate the raccoon, they can actually do things besides be adorable.
I agree with you. And their little hands seem very able, like very capable. Jag says, again, they're showing physical changes in their cranial structure, the brain.
I mean, that's how it takes forever. But yes, things do evolve and it makes sense. They've been, how long have they been around humans now? A couple hundred years?
It's been about 157 years.
Yes. I like when you go there and you get those real authentic statistics.
They've been around forever. Yeah.
Now, Tori, I do want to get to this because obviously every day of the news is so heavy. It's like going to Planet Fitness and it just is heavy and it's awful. So I'm like, we need to have a segment where we just talk about like other things going on in the world. So I haven't made the teaser for this yet. So we're going to do this one because we're going to do a palate cleanser before we even get started. Let's do this. And then, Tori, I wanted to play this for you because I saw it and I just thought about how cool this was. Really quickly, did you play high school sports of any kind?
Yeah, I played lacrosse.
Okay. So you guys, like you would have home games and away games. Yeah. Well, this is a girls basketball game, high school, mind you. This high school must be in a very nice district because this is the first game that they displayed their LED in-floor lighting system. So imagine you are the opposing team, and this is what these MFers come out to. This is so dope. All right, hold on. Let me get it.
It's great stuff, guys.
Wait, there we go. Are we on?
Yeah, we're good.
It just muted me for now. I would have been so intimidated.
That is insanity.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, but I mean, that is, I do have to say with Erin Porter, she says, great use of funds. You guys, like, I went to a really nice high school and middle school, but our gym was called the Big Room. And it was just one big room and we used it for absolutely everything. And it was like assemblies, theater, sports, just the big room.
The big room. All right. That sounds like where mom and dad just locked the door from the inside. You guys don't. Dad said we can't go in the big room.
It was so weird.
All right, Tor, let's get to it. Let's start it. All right, Tori, we've been talking really since the days of DBL, if you really want to be 100 about it, with the Jack Smith investigation. Remember, initially he was just he was investigating the fact that Trump held top secret documents after they were requested from him several times. Then pictures emerged with them in the ballroom and in bathrooms. I guess that's reading material. So, Tori, let's take a look at his testimony really quickly.
Our investigation also developed powerful evidence that showed that President Trump willfully retained highly classified documents after he left office in January of 2021, storing them at his social club, including in a ballroom and a bathroom. He then repeatedly tried to obstruct justice to conceal his continued retention of those documents. I remain grateful for the counsel, judgment, and advice of my team as I executed my responsibilities. I am both saddened and angered that President Trump has sought revenge against career prosecutors, FBI agents, and support staff simply for doing their jobs and for having worked on those cases.
Yeah. So
sadly,
Tori,
that came to nothing.
None of it came to anything.
Nothing.
So what do you think about it? What does it mean anything to you that Jack Smith is giving his public testimony now, or you like that ship has sailed?
Yeah, I mean, it sort of has reminiscence of the Merrick Garlands and the people that had an opportunity to like pursue something and then like nothing came of it, and we spent millions of dollars and we spent all this time, and like yeah Guten Tag says Merrick Garland did nothing. It was like there was all this momentum of things that we clearly saw that were problems, and then like nothing really came of it. I do want to give you guys a quick update. Michael Fanone, who's been very, very well known as one of the Capitol Police officers, who's been very outspoken and has been on the talk shows and has really become the face of the Capitol Police during January 6th. He was there along with 3 other officers in the front row, and a congressman just called, a Republican congressman just said, after going through all the records, we realized it's not Donald Trump that was the failure here. It was the failure of basically the Capitol Police and their security. And Michael Fanone, I hope it's known. He's looking at these 4 cops, okay? And Michael goes, he says, go fuck yourself. And they stopped the questioning, and they were like, if the gentleman could keep reclaiming your time and stuff. But like, imagine looking at the people that saved your ass. Remember Lindsey Graham, Republicans, Mike Pence, they were just as scared, and your ass was saved by these Capitol Police, and you're calling them at fault. That is some balls, sir. That is some messed up logic. And so that clip is going viral right now, but yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable that they can say that with a straight face. I mean, it's absurd.
You know what it is, Tori? Again, it's because there's footage. We all watched. I watched that. I was standing up in my living room, like, I remember thinking, like, where are the cops?
Yeah.
Like, if the alarm system went off here in our condo, there'd be cops here in 3 minutes. I was like, where are they? I remember standing there, and then you start to see that there's not that much security, and you start to see different security cams. And I was like, there's a room full of Congress people. None of them can curl a 25-pound weight. If those insurrectionists get in there,
wrong. I'm kidding.
Yeah. I mean, really, those, don't forget, they had zip ties.
Yeah. They had gas masks. The congressmen put on
gas. Ready. They were ready. And it was Democrats and Republicans in there. There were gallows that said, hang Mike Pence. It appeared that they were very serious about what they were about to do. And it was serious enough where in the initial aftermath, we all remember Republicans saying the rhetoric has gotten too hot. We need
Lindsey
to tone
Graham.
this down.
Absolutely.
They have the I just saw my life flash before my there. You cannot fake that look of like if a car goes right past you, you didn't see it, and you're like, oh my, I almost died.
Totally
like they had
agree.
that face.
Totally
and to cut 2 years later where they're like, I don't even know what y'all talking about. They were there on a tour. Somebody got mixed up. They thought Nancy Pelosi's office was the bathroom. Big deal, libs. I mean, but it just shows you like why there's one party that is totally unable to message to its party. That would be the Democrats in terms of even most of the base, the polling shows, most of the base is really turned off and disgusted by ICE. And the Dems still cannot harness that. They're just like, they just need training. And everybody's like, I hate y'all. And another party who is in the wrong, not even objectionably, but on video camera, there's people being beaten with sticks and
pops and pepper sprayed. And
they're just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that party moves in lockstep. And it shows you that you don't need to be right all the time. You need to be unified.
And you also, And you have to say, you have to be the idea of that we don't trust what we see. Don't trust the video. Don't trust your ears. Don't trust. It's unbelievable that they want us to do that. And George Orwell wrote about that in 1984, saying, Big Brother, the main goal is do not trust your eyes and ears. You know what I mean? It's
or another Big Brother, more important than George Orwell, also wrote about that more recently. His name was Shaggy. Okay. And he said, it wasn't me. I got you on camera. Wasn't me. And how real is that? Because I think I'm sure there were men that were caught on their nanny cam.
It wasn't me.
That right before they got a right hook on their way out of the bedroom. But yeah, I mean, it works in certain circumstances. And I think it's a little bit of a deeper conversation. But if you think about a lot of the followers of people that are deep on the right, not people that are kind of centrist Democrats or centrist Republicans, but people that are very much a lot of them have church and evangelical roots, and that a lot of times is based on listening and believing in stories. Quite frankly, some of us believe those stories are real and those are the gospel. Others think that they're stories to live your life to, whatever. However, we're not here to talk about religion. What I'm saying is his base is already predisposed to believe in stories and to believe what they're told and to vote and think as a flock. Mm-hmm. And this is the absolute, even when you're looking at it, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, dog.
Yeah, the sky's not blue. It's not blue. Oh, really? It looks blue. No, it's not. I'm telling you, it's not blue. Okay.
Does not matter. Now, Tori, obviously we got to keep talking about Trump because he's now back from Davos, but some things went down over there. So let's have a little chit chat. Let's do this. Tori, we're talking about politicians, and they're probably not doing great things over there. Tori, did you get a chance to see any of Trump's Davos speech when he was there?
I did. I also saw him walk out of the Air Force One to no one, not one politician. It was an empty red carpet, which is pretty astounding for the United States to be not greeted by any world leader. Clearly making a statement.
Oh, are there supposed to be world leaders there?
Usually there's people there greeting. And at this point, he walked solo along a red carpet with just nobody around. A very, very strange look for the US president at Davos. But I do want to say a lot of cognitive issues going on is what we're seeing, including the time where he called, and this went on Colbert, this went on all the shows. He called Greenland, Iceland 3 different times. And they kept saying, and he kept saying, Iceland loves me. They call me daddy. Iceland wants me. Iceland this. And then when Libby, one of the reporters brought this up, Carolyn Levitt, who is the press secretary, she said, no, Libby, you're wrong. He wasn't calling Greenland Iceland. He was calling Greenland a piece of ice, a land that's a piece of ice.
That is, woo. I will say this. I'll say this for everybody that hates on Caroline Levitt. Let me just say this.
That was
everybody says they want a ride or die chick. She is to the death. To the death. She's like, nah, Doug, let me tell you what.
She goes, and she was like, way to get things mixed up. And I was like, wow, it's like, it's again, don't listen to what you heard or saw. You got this one wrong. We clearly did it.
Tori, I want to play this. It's a minute and 30 seconds, but it's a person that works with occupational therapists with people recovering from strokes. They're experts in strokes, and a lot of people are saying that is some of the behavior that we're seeing. So, colleagues, Tori, Michael Dean, take a look at this, and I want to know what y'all think.
I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience working in home health care, treating geriatric patients with dementia, just like this guy. It began with his arrival, where he once again could not walk in a straight line on a red carpet. This is happening because of his wide-based gait from most likely frontotemporal dementia. His gait is widening to keep him from falling. Decrease in gait speed, kyphotic posture or leaned over posture, or a widened base of support are all indications that a patient at least subconsciously knows my risk of falling is high. And then to the speech, he is displaying the characteristic forward lean for frontotemporal dementia patients. In this case, he's able to lean on the podium to hide it. But from a camera angle toward the side like this, you can clearly see that's what he's doing. Now, the speech itself is, nearly completely bullshit. He confuses Iceland and Greenland. And here's a direct quote from the speech. In Europe, I'm helping NATO, and I've, until the last few days when I told them about Iceland, he means Greenland, they loved me. They called me daddy, right? The last time. A very smart person said, he's our daddy. He's running it. I was like running it. I went from running it to being a terrible human being. Folks, his frontal and temporal lobes are shrinking inside of his brain. This is known as atrophy. The MRIs that he got last year were to track the progression of the brain atrophy. The frontal lobe is the filter for your limbic or emotional center of the brain. It keeps you from saying crazy shit like this.
And again, we're not clinicians. That wasn't a full diagnosis. He hasn't examined, but you do start to see the signs that your parents are exhibiting and certain forgetfulness. There was a big bruise on his hand. Again, to me, it looks like either his vein issue or an IV that was blown. But there's some serious questions here. And cognitively, I told you, Al, that Ed Markley and I believe 2 other senators have called and invoked the 25th over this Greenland situation, considering his mind is not all there. So he did not show a good showing at Davos at all. And there is some video of Macron and other president and world leaders laughing at him and about him behind, the cameras are catching them just laughing. It doesn't look good. He's an older gentleman. He doesn't eat well. He doesn't sleep. He watches TV till 4 in the morning, 1 in the morning. He doesn't get exercise. So it's like, you can imagine at 80, I believe 80.
You're describing my ideal life.
He eats a lot of McDonald's. Like it's just, this is what happens when you age. And he's the oldest president we've had. And things are starting to show. So it was a confusing thing. At one point, he starts to show a book of papers that show his accomplishment. And then he took the binder clip out.
Right.
And it almost caught his finger. And he's like, now this is nasty. And he spent a minute and a half on the binder clip. And then he just throws it on the ground. And then he takes the papers and he's like, see all these things? These are everything I've done, everything. And then he just throws it on the ground as well.
Right. I had that clip. I'll upload it at some point.
Okay.
I thought I did, but it was so weird. The way that he was like, every page, something really good we've done. You see it? You see
every
it?
line.
And then he threw it down and just looked at it and then came back. And when I saw him do that, it took me back to places where, how when you'd be talking to an older family member and they'd be like, oh, I just got back from your Uncle Al's house. And you're like, how's he doing? And they're like, not well.
Yeah, he's slowing down.
Yes, that's exactly what they say. He's slowing down. And it's It's
Yeah.
not that they're on the floor in a puddle of their own, whatever. It's that they're not as sharp. Say what you want about Donald Trump. There were periods of his life where he was considered a sharp, well-spoken man. How true that was, whatever. That's how he was viewed by most of the country. It's so weird to listen, because I'm old. When I listen to old school hip hop, so many rappers mention Trump because he was that brand was considered like, hey, I'm staying at Trump Tower. Like,
Hell
to see what he was considered to be, to see a man that seems like sometimes he does not know where he is.
Yeah. And I have to say, Jack said the agitation too. That's a part. Like, my mom would get very agitated. And we always know he's agitated, but there's a quickness to when he's like, I don't, quiet piggy, and like all these like little things he's been letting out, like very quick to it. So yeah, again, we're not clinicians, we're not trying to diagnose, but this is being brought up.
But we've been on this planet for combined between me and you almost 100 years. We know what certain things look like.
Yeah.
And I think that's I remember my father, I never really knew his father, my grandfather on my dad's side, that well. He passed not too long after, I was kind of a young dude. And I asked my dad about him one day, and he was like, you would have really loved him when he was younger, but when he was older, he did not. He got agitated. He didn't want kids. So like, kids in the house, like, shut up, And so my dad was like, he was kind of glad that I didn't get to know that version of him. And this is just a part of life, and it's something that I think it's really negligent on our part as constituents, and as like our Congress, to not have the discussion about I know they said 25th Amendment, but that's vague. Like, what would he have to do? Some people would say what we just saw is enough. Some people would say he seemed fine. What would have to be a defining action where you think the world that can't agree on anything could agree on that?
Yeah, and I do have to say the whole cabinet has to agree to a 25th Amendment. There's no way.
And there's no chance.
There's none. But if he had like that Mitch McConnell moment where like the senator couldn't respond, and you're starting to see, I would think that would move things forward maybe, but they're going to back him no matter what, even if he calls Greenland Iceland, and then tries to cover it up with he's calling it a piece of ice. It's just signs, little signs. And if you've gone through it with a parent, you start to sort of see that. I thought that was interesting about the standing forward thing. That was really interesting too.
I remember bits and parts of that from graduate school. And just like, when you start talking about the brain, it's not this random thing. For a lot of times, whatever part of your body is affected, you can immediately tell which part of the brain was damaged or is eroding. So, I mean, it's not at this point, like, we have kind of started to figure some of these out, and he does have some of those symptoms. I will say this, Tori, when you said Mitch McConnell, it was like, oh, what if he has a Mitch McConnell moment? And to your point, Drew, you're talking about Stephen Miller. That's exactly my point. I think what would happen if he had a Mitch McConnell moment where he froze in front for a minute. Everybody was like, that's super weird. I think Trump would be whisked away and we would never see him again. I think we would see him, from a distance getting onto a bus, and they'd be like, well, the president said this, but Stephen Miller would be our president.
Yeah. And I do have to say, like, just to make this not Republican, Democrat, like, Joe Biden was failing, and none of us really knew how badly, and they kept him far away. Just like you're saying, he wasn't allowed to really talk to the press, and you hide. Reagan famously had starting moments of dementia, Alzheimer's, aphasia, and they kept him well hidden that from the press, which is hard to do because Trump likes to use the media a lot in a different way. I mean, he goes back on Air Force One to the press pool, but it's, you start to see that even with Biden. So I'm not trying to say this is, I'm not trying to be ageist. This is what happens. And when that happens, you feel like you're losing control. So not great.
Yeah, it's not great at all. And Michael Dean, I know you're listening. If you can, I meant to ask you, is there any way that you could grab that Melania trailer and play it?
Did you hear people started booing in theaters when they started putting up the Melania?
No, I just wanted to see. Have you seen the trailer? I mean, we'll get to it.
I mean, is it now? Put in the chat. Would you be interested in seeing the Melania? Say yay or nay, because
let me save you some time right now.
No,
I think we should go watch it together, me and you.
I think that'd be with Michael Dean. Like, I mean, it might be really fascinating, but Yeah, it's not. I don't know if it's going to be a hit in the theaters.
I do not think so.
That's
Okay.
an A. People are
Yeah,
writing
without it being
A.
pulled. Yeah, that makes sense.
Never.
All right. Well, Tori, of course we can't escape the day without talking about this. Tori, obviously, what's going on in Minnesota continues and doesn't seem to be. Don't you kind of expect for there to be a slow day? I was wondering if there was going to be a slow day so like we could kind of goof around a little bit today, and it's like worse.
It's have you ever taken like improv classes where they're like, if this is true, what else is true? So it's like if they arrested this mom, now they arrested a 5-year-old, or like they took a 5-year-old into detainment. It's like
they did.
No, I know. If this is true, what else is true? It's like it just keeps upping the scales. JD Vance is right now trying to claim that the 5-year-old wasn't arrested actually, and that it makes it okay. But
Tori, why don't you explain that story? Are you familiar with it? I can explain it if you.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, go ahead. They used the kid as bait basically for other family members, a 5-year-old, but please go ahead.
There was a 5-year-old kid walking home from school. ICE stopped him, questioned him, and he asked the ICE detainees, can I please just go home? And they were like, oh, yes, he's going to go home. They'll open the door for him and not masked men. So they allowed him to go home. And when he knocked on the door, ICE grabbed him and his father and took them both away, not giving a shit that his older brother, the father's other son, who was in the 6th grade, was going to come home to find an empty house and be totally alone.
Yeah.
So Tori, I don't know if you were just kind of saying that as an example using a 5-year-old, but they really did that.
They baited him.
Yeah, they also did this.
Brooklyn Park, one particular officer that shared her story with me was stopped as she passed ICE going down the roadway. When they boxed her in, they demanded her paperwork, of which she's a U.S. citizen and clearly would not have any paperwork. When she became concerned about the rhetoric and the way she was being treated, she pulled out her phone. In an attempt to record the incident, the phone was knocked out of her hands, preventing her from recording it.
That's what I was talking about yesterday. They drew their guns on her. And she was like, I'm a police officer.
Well, I mean, where do you think this is headed? Because, obviously Minneapolis is their training grounds. But I think that they're having a lot more trouble containing and curtailing the pushback from Minneapolis. And last night on TikTok, everybody was the native Philadelphians were laughing their balls off. They were like, ICE is going to come here.
I know. Can you imagine?
They were like, we riot when our team wins. They were like, do you guys understand? He was like, we don't call the police. That will not be an issue. People were like really genuinely.
Like Philly is a whole other game. I mean,
they were like, that's not, I know like y'all got your guns. They were like, you have no chance. And so, I mean, that is one of the things people have been saying, Tori, is that Minneapolis is a major city. It's a major city because it falls under my team heading. They got football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. That's a major city. But it's not a major city like Chicago's a major city. It's not a major city like New York City is like, or LA. There's only a few huge cities. And, Minneapolis is just a big city. Do you think that that's why they're going to, where they're going to Maine next? They went to that small town in Maine, Lewiston, Maine, I think, because there's a large Somali population.
Right.
But they were like, we're going to skip over Chicago because we don't want that smoke.
Yeah. And it's mostly mostly cities that are either the governor is a Democrat, or remember the woman from Maine who said to Trump, I'll see you in court. And then she actually won in court against him. So it's like grudges, like cities he has grudges on, but mostly Democratic. I would be very surprised if Denver doesn't start to see ICE agents because of Polis being a governor here and it being somewhat of a blue state at this point. But I wonder if it's Philly's just going to be nasty. I mean, nasty. So again, I want to make clear to everyone, ICE agents do not have jurisdiction over you. They are only of American citizens. They are only there for immigration purposes. And so when the police start complaining about ICE, like I had told you before, that guy had done a press conference, then you start to see brother going against brother, like law enforcement against law enforcement. And that's what's going to cause like even more chaos, because who do you follow? Who, like who's higher than the other at that point if they're actually going against the Constitution and their own jurisdiction? So it's it's going to be, let me just say this, this will not age well this time in our history.
Right. I just, I don't even know how comfortable I feel telling people, like, when you see ICE, you should do this, or say that you have this, because it doesn't matter. I just think when you say that, they just hit you harder.
Yeah.
I don't know if like they should be viewed as anything but adversaries. And if you can record them from a very, very safe distance.
You
but
absolutely record.
Getting close to them, you have no rights. And I think that I think the biggest fallout from this will be found 2 or 3 years later, when we find out the number of essays that happened, the number of detainees that were killed, because I feel like that number is going to be in the triple digits. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And because what do you think? They killed a woman in front of us and said she was trying. Imagine how many people died in their custody. They said, "Oh, natural causes."
Oh, yeah.
He fell.
There's no video.
So we're going to have to get the autopsies from a lot of these people before we absolutely know exactly how many people were killed in our concentration camp. So that'll be fun to look forward to.
I know, but remember, if they do come to your door, they need a warrant. You can close the door. They need a warrant to come in, and it needs to be signed by a judge if anyone is out there. And I've seen ICE agents back off after they say that. And you can just simply repeat it over and over again. I do not consent to letting you in this house without a warrant, and it needs to be signed by a judge. I do not consent, over and over. And some ICE agents hopefully will listen to that and back off. But you're right, Al. Civil rights are being trampled like the green grass of a meadow that is trampled.
That was quite a turn of phrase. That's like an author's last book that they write. They're like, yeah, he was really tailing off in this one. We just keep it on the shelf out of respect. All right. Let's talk a little bit of sports, because we got a big sports weekend coming up, Tori. So let's have a little chit chat. Why don't we?
Someone wrote Tori's a poet.
That was, I respect, Julia, the kind of poets that just like start really strong, and my black skin is a beacon of whatever you may think. Just like I want to see the drop and everything. So yes. All right. So Tori, big weekend. We're gonna find out who is going to the Super Bowl. Do you know who is going to be in the Super Bowl this weekend?
It's going to be the Broncos versus someone.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Saints, the Patriots. Oh my God, the Broncos versus the Patriots.
Yes.
That's going to be an amazing game. And again, guys, let's pour one out for Bo Nix's ankle.
That's right.
To pour that out. Jared Stidham is the backup.
Look at you. Yes.
Yeah. And I had someone on my show today from the Rick Lewis Project, who's a really great band member, Rick Lewis, and he made a prediction, and I'm going to go with him, that they're all going to rally for Bo, and it's going to be 2017 with a field goal to win.
So Jared Stidham comes off the bench and wins it, which is not crazy. I don't think that's crazy at all.
I think Broncos beat the Pats. Also, they have a rallying cry for Bo Nix. They're going to do it for Bo, and the main kicker guy.
What's the rallying cry?
For his ankle.
But a cry has got to be.
You've broken our ankle. Don't break our spirit.
You may break our ankles. You may not break our spirit. There we go. All right. Now, Tori, there's another game. There's the Rams of Los Angeles taking on the Seahawks of Seattle, the Pacific Northwest in this bitch. Tori, what's going to go on between the Seahawks and the Rams?
I think it's going to be the Seahawks, the Ospreys, as I like to call them. The Rams barely snuck that Bears game through, if you guys remember with that. Oh, that was such a good game.
It was a great game.
just don't think and again, I'm making this up as it happens. I have no idea about sports, but I think Seattle will win. I think that they have more stamina. Again, making this up, but I just don't think it's going to be a Rams win. I don't think so. So I'm saying it's Broncos, Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Okay, now you're saying Broncos, Seahawks in the Super Bowl, and J Prime says Bo Nix is not on the IR the injured reserve list yet, which means that he's not technically gone for the season. So Tori, if the Broncos make the Super Bowl, do you think that we could see Bo Nix throw that cape off?
No.
And come running on the field and be like, yo, I don't care. They got some stuff to shoot your ankle where you won't even feel your foot.
It's broken.
You know they could put something on there.
It's literally broken. But I do think that'd be an amazing moment to like get everyone. I mean, that'd be amazing. I mean, again, I think he injured it in the locker room. I've always felt this way. I was celebrating. And I just feel maybe he could. They say he could play with enough injections. The man would be pain-free he'd be out of his mind.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget Terrell Owens played for the Eagles he had a broken leg and he played.
But he's not the quarterback.
He's still running as hard as he can on a broken leg. Does he get some props for that? Nothing. Tough it up, T.O. All right, so you're predicting the Seahawks and the Broncos. We're gonna save your Super Bowl prediction, but you're saying Seahawks, Broncos. Not crazy. Can we get a score for the Seahawks Rams?
Yes, I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. So I think it's gonna be like 16-13. Is that possible?
That's very possible. Yes. I like the Goodwill Hunting of it. Is it possible? You're not using decimal points. Yeah, it's very possible.
16
All right.
13, yeah.
Now, Michael Dean, I'm going to ask you to take over because I want to jump over to the Oscars really quickly. All right, so let me do this. Let's get to some famous people. Tori, we're talking Oscars. Michael Dean, hello, beautiful man. How was your trip to Costco, Doug?
Oh, it was good. My tire, was going flat, and guess what? They're Costco tires, and it's insured or whatever, warranted, and so I need a new tire. It was a roadside hazard is what they said it was, and so instead of $350, it's $124 because I got $226 in warranty credit. Go Costco.
Way to go, Costco.
Look, man, Costco makes people happy.
Yeah.
Every time I'm there, I see guys, people our age, everybody looks happy. They're like, yeah, I just like looking at stuff. I feel like it's the mall for people in their late 40s. It's just like walking around.
The other thing was, of course, the Super Bowl's coming up. So what does that mean at Costco? Lots of big screen TVs everywhere, and they had so I was walking around because I've decided something's wrong with my 85-inch TV, and they've got a 98-inch one and a 100-inch one.
Shut up.
It's too much.
Guess what? Both of these less than $1,500.
Wow.
I mean, with a 100-inch TV, do they have to send like another like that? Does that need like a professional installation?
Well, no, I mean, like if you're mounting it, yes. But if you're on a stand, I think you're fine. My problem is it has to go up 3 flights of stairs.
Oh my God. No. It's not happening.
And I barely made the 85-inch fit.
There's no way.
Well, we just say that's not your problem.
Spider moving could do it.
Spider moving could definitely get that TV up those stairs for you. Tori, hit everybody with the Spider moving number because they have been holding us down since day one. What a perfect segue.
Thank you so much. 720-545-3187.
And I'm telling you now, shout out to Vlad and them boys over at Spider Moving. Vlad will be in the building here. We're having people over for the playoffs on Sunday. I am headlining the Fort Collins Comedy Fort this weekend, Friday and Saturday. But Sunday, I will be with my peoples. And we'll be watching the game. And Vlad will be over here because he is one of us. So make sure you go check out Vlad and those boys at Spider Moving. All right, Michael Dean, do you what do you have for us in terms of the Oscars?
Well, so I was really surprised by the movie, of course, or the film that got the most nominations, because I thought for sure it was going to be One Battle After Another, which is my favorite film from last year. But The Sinners Michael B. Jordan came out on top with 16 nominations. This One Battle After Another got 13. So, there's that. Marty Supreme, Timothée Chalamet has a chance to become the youngest ever actor to win a Best Actor Oscar.
Wow.
Which I think is really big news.
Who was the youngest before Timothy? Do you know?
Yeah, I think it was the piano.
Oh.
Yeah, Anna Paquin won for the youngest. She was one of the youngest females to win for Best Actress, but I don't know about actor. I also think I didn't know this.
For the pianist.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this, y'all, but Sinners with 16 nominations is the film with the most nominations of all time.
Wow.
So
more than Black Panther?
Yeah. 16 nominations tops anyone else from any other time for most amount of nominations. So it was very exciting.
Well, real quick, there is a thing. They did add a casting category. So that category hasn't existed before then. And Sinners, of course, one of those nominations was for casting. So the other really interesting thing that I was kind of, I haven't seen it or heard much about it, but that sentimental value, all 4 of the main actors in it, Best Actor, Best Actress, and then Best Supporting Actresses. So all 4 of its leads got nominated.
I did not know that.
Wow.
That is, I've never even really heard of that movie. I mean, Michael Dean, you agree, Al, everyone in the chat, I would say that it's definitely going to be one. I would be shocked if Sinners or Marty Supreme took over. It has to be One Battle After Another to win Best Picture. And I have to imagine Paul Thomas Anderson wins his first Oscar also because of the direction. I just don't know if Leo or Timothée will win.
No, well, I think Timothée Chalamet's chance is better. And I also think Teyana Taylor is going to be the Best Supporting Actress.
And I think
it was a good year for movies overall.
Yeah, it turned out to be. It was okay, but what Jessie Buckley is definitely, I think, going to be up there for Hamnet. She's in Vegas. She's winning for Best Actress in that kind of role. Rose Byrne won a lot. That says Wisdom with Mrs. C. She's so cool. I love her. In her,
Rose Byrne was that If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
Yes, which I've heard is good.
I have to. It's I think it's available now on Amazon. I've been meaning to watch it.
Bree said that Wicked got snubbed.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, Bree. I am a musical girl, but I didn't think Wicked was Oscar worthy except for maybe
I was gonna say costume or something. What about soundtrack or something?
I mean, best score, maybe original score, but I'm it was good, but it wasn't One Battle After Another good, in my opinion, from Sinners. And I thought it was really long. They said that joke in the Golden Globes where it went on for too long, and they show Ariana Grande in the stands, and she goes, I agree. It was too long.
Well, do you think that what Julia's saying, that some people are just over Wicked just because it's also been in our culture for a long time? It didn't come out of nowhere where everybody's like, what is this?
And the first half is way better than
so much better. I totally agree with you.
Yeah. So it's not easy, it's not
they
easy.
Did a good job making the second movie better
and entertaining.
Because I was really worried that if it was going to be the second half of Wicked, it would be terrible.
Yeah.
But, anyways. The other really interesting thing is Jennifer Lawrence. So I think she's an Oscar favorite, and she was overlooked for Die My Love. Kate Hudson, she has something to sing about because she got nominated
for Songs
Blue. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Best
Wait,
actress.
she got nominated for what?
Song Sung Blue. It's the Neil Diamond cover band and Patsy Cline. She plays a Patsy Cline cover lady.
Yeah. With what's his name?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
That's who kicked me out of the studio on Bob and Tom. He was promoting that movie. I mean, he didn't. He was just joking around, but yeah.
Guillermo del Toro didn't get nominated for Frankenstein, which is.
I liked Frankenstein. It was dark. I liked it.
I heard it was good. I heard that was really good.
They did a great job. So I don't know. So Tori, who would you like to? Are you Marty Supreme, but you're one battle after another?
I'm all in for one battle after another. I've never seen Marty Supreme, and I hear mixed reviews.
Oh, you love it.
I hear it's excellent, and I hear Timothée is très bien, and so I'm excited to see that as well. But did The Rock get any nominations for The Wrecking Machine? I saw that.
The Smashing Machine.
Thank you.
Yes. I think you watched another movie.
Really good.
So the only thing that it got nominated for makeup and hairstyling.
Oh, okay. And yes, Kate Hudson did actually sing. She's a really good singer. She's in her own band. I interviewed Hugh and Kate for Colorado and Company, and they were so cute because Kate is from Colorado, and she was talking about the Broncos the whole time. And it was great. And then I asked them, what would be a cover band? What would someone have to know about each of you to cover you? And Hugh said that he was a big nerd.
I believe it.
I think we're going to see one of those things where Sinners got a lot of nominations, but it's not going to get a lot of wins.
I agree with you. But it was fantastic.
You heard it here first.
It was fantastic. It was really good.
It was really good. That scene, the music scene inside the barn was honestly a piece of like cinematic genius. It was like that alone was like, what did I just see?
Is it Coogler? Who did that one?
Ryan Coogler, right?
I thought so. But yeah, that one is well directed, well acted. The music in it is phenomenal. I wonder if they're going to deal with best score and stuff like that. That was
Ryan Coogler directed Sinners.
Yeah, okay, good. I bet he's I hope it goes to PTA, Paul Thomas Anderson, but we'll see. And then you get to see Michael B. Jordan.
That's right. I was going to say Michael B. Jordan. I said it was a great year for movies. It seemed like you didn't agree with you weren't really loving them this year. I loved The Smashing Machine. I love Sinners. I regretfully have not seen one battle after another. I got to watch it tonight. Otherwise, I'll have nothing to talk about when we come back.
No, sit down and watch it. Al, you can come over and watch it. No, here's my thing about the films this year. There were like 5 really standout movies, and then like all the others were pretty far behind.
I kind of agree with you.
Like there were some really brilliant films made this year, but all the others were just like meh. And I'm really afraid that that's where the industry's headed.
Yeah.
Is that it's going to be so fractured. There's so many places to watch movies that are not in theaters now that like we're just going to have like really good cinema and then just, formulas.
Yeah, but you know what? There was some really good independent films too that I thought that were like really good, but didn't get a lot of attention. But
like what?
Well, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Kind of like not on the main thing, like not a main screen thing. Sentimental Value, not one of the main ones.
It's totally a Norwegian film, isn't it?
I'm into Scandinavian. I'm into Nordic noir a lot. That's a deep love of mine. Deep.
I feel like that's going to be the last known footage of you before something really weird happens in your life.
No, but like Korea makes great, like Bong Joon-ho from Parasite. Korea is really well known for their cinematic style. Scandinavia has excellent TV shows, long form TV shows, detective stories, murder mysteries, thrillers, and it's done beautifully. So Nordic noir is a genre.
Is the climate of like those Nordic countries, is it similar to like Seattle?
No, it's
or is it colder?
It's much colder.
Much colder.
It's more like Alaska. It's
really?
Yeah.
They do this thing where it's like you get summers with all day sun and you get winters and it's way dark. And that's why you have, the high suicide rates. That's why they love saunas.
Yeah. And hygge is the word for, I think it's Danish, for making cozy, because they have such a long winter that they have like candles, they have like wood all around, they have soft materials. It's a whole philosophy just to get through their winter. But it makes for a good backdrop for a thriller. It's
100%.
Yeah. Wow. Do you guys, for as much as it's kind of romanticized, do you guys think that you could do that for a year? Like just go through a winter and just like, really?
I think if I could request certain elements.
Like what?
Being really in love with someone that winter would be great.
Yeah, you could cozy. Yeah, you could cozy up. It's a very cozy season for the Danes, and they often give out little treats and coffee. And that's a big part of the culture as well, and have little get-togethers.
I'd also be really down if it was a really good movie or TV year.
Yeah.
So there's lots of good things to watch.
Binge. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how do you? Well, this is for another show, but I wonder, like, how do you socialize?
They have get-togethers for coffees because those are so important, and they leave their children in prams, sometimes out in the cold, because they believe it's good for the child. And there's almost zero kidnapping in the Scandinavian area, and so they just leave the prams out there.
They leave their baby out like by the door.
I've heard this, Michael Dane. Yeah,
it's true. I could get a lot of needle
absolutely
work done. That is such a good point, Aaron Porter. That's a great point.
Oh yeah, you could get a lot of needlework done
by candle, by fire. It's beautiful. I do wanted to just mention that. Is it okay? Can I mention my mom? Is that okay? I don't know.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Today is my mom's passing of her 2-year anniversary of her passing. And I just wanted to say that only because a lot of people out in the comments and colleagues are going through grief quietly, silently, alone. They don't really have anyone. And I just wanted to let you know, I struggled so hard today. I cried in the bathroom. Oh, I'm just going to leave it out there. Cried and cried. And then I had to get up because the guy from Love is Blind, Jordan, he was co-hosting with me on Colorado and Company.
Wow.
And we had a band and we had a bar and stuff. But like, he's the chicken smoothie guy.
Oh.
Which one?
Yeah.
Was he with that crazy drunk chick?
He was with Sparkle Megan, and he had a son.
Oh yeah. I liked him.
Yeah. So he was a lovely guy. He was very sweet and very funny, and he wrote a children's book to help people understand type 1 diabetes, because his son Luca has type 1 diabetes. But I just want to say that, like, if you're going through stuff, I know being in a bathroom and wiping your tears and having to go on, like, I just want to let you know, bravo to anyone who's dealing with grief and has to continue during the day. It's not easy. I miss my mom every second of every day, and today was particularly hard. And so anyone going through grief, just know that Tori is right there with you. It is not easy. And this show does not hide behind polished looks. We give it like it is. So yeah.
Oh, Tori, Sarah and I were talking about that when we dropped you off yesterday, and just how proud we are of you for you being able to get through this super rough period, and just understanding that this is like what your mom was preparing you for, was to be a strong woman. And like, look at you now. You're doing multiple shows, and I know you're hurting from time to time, but you always man up. See, I have continued to try and take you to the school of the old black man. You take your feelings and you shove them down, Tori. I can't feel anything anymore, and it's fine. I never will again.
That is not healthy. And Aaron, I am working on the grief book. I have a title. It's called Mom Should Never Die. And it's what someone texted me right after I know she lost her mom. And so I'm on chapter 7. So wow. Yeah. It's short because I don't think people in grief definitely don't want a long tome to read.
Tori, are you really on chapter 7?
I really am.
Are you?
And swear to God.
I'm doing my ally detector because I'm at.
Oh, it's really good.
I listened because you said I'm on chapter 7, and then you went up in vocal. You were like, yeah.
It really is. And I have it on my iPad, and their chapters are short, but it opens with a big sound. She just started chapter 6, but it starts with a big sound that only you can hear, because that's how it feels when someone dies. Like, only you hear this huge noise, but everyone else is walking by, and you're like, what the hell was that? And like, no one else hears it. So I hope it's helpful. I hope I get it done. That's something I hope I can do. But if you
definitely can. Just baby steps, girl. You got this.
I know. But yeah, grief is where the love goes when there's no space for it to go anymore, nowhere to go. That's where grief comes in. I messed that up badly, but I just want to say, for everyone, it sounded
like a Hallmark greeting card where somebody was being chased when they wrote it. Grief. How many of us have them? And it's like, okay.
But my love to all of you going through it. Whoever's lost a parent, it's like it's like falling and never getting a lap back, never getting to get that hug back is aching, and I'm with you. So yeah.
We're all there. I lost a parent, Sarah lost her a parent, and it's just like it's a weird club, but it's kind of in a weird way very reassuring that there are other people that you love, and you're like, I'm not crazy for like feeling what I'm feeling and going through.
Yeah.
Sorry to keep you up, Michael Dean. That really hurt to be like, I miss my dad. Michael Dean let
He's
out a yawn like he's working third shift at Amazon. Like he was so bored, Tori. He almost was like, got it, bro.
I was like, Judy lived this life. Ooh. I love it.
I didn't get a lot of sleep. Sorry.
No, we love you, man. We get it. But yeah, so Michael Dean, enjoy your new Costco tires. And Tori, just know that Judy is somewhere smiling down on you. We will be hanging this weekend, watching some football. Colleagues, we would be nowhere if it wasn't for y'all. Straight up, we love you guys so much. And I see, Tori, everybody talking about losing parents, and it just it's a weird thing that no one talks about, but like a lot of people are dealing with, and everybody's like that you're saying that loud sound, and you're like, is anybody else almost unable to feel their legs? Everybody else is fine. Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
like I said, Tori, I drank for a year. But it wasn't like the movie, like get a sad man bottle and like shut my door and drink in the bathtub. No, I was like hanging.
Yeah.
But it's just like when your friends leave, you still have two more. And you go upstairs and you knock on your neighbor's door. You want to have one. And, you're kind of just drinking all the time. But for me, I think it was always masked under the, like, I'm not a sad drunk. There are people here.
Yeah.
But
you're still numbing. You're still
numbing.
Oh,
absolutely. I was just BSing myself. It's the best way to live. You should try it. It's
and by the
awesome.
way, it is. I am wearing a knit jumpsuit. My sister got it for my birthday. They're called Softies, and I'm going to try and get them on as a sponsor because I want 18,000 of them. It's so comfortable. It's got like a cloud material. I cannot tell you how comfortable that it is. So yeah. So
Julia said that she lost her parents and all of her sisters, and she stands alone right now. And I take personal offense to that. Julia, you are one of us. Yeah. We're not effing around when we say that we're family. We're on here every day. Like, we're not doing it. Like, we just like really, this is becoming a family, and a family that we feel like you guys have invested in, and we have as well. And one of us. Damn right, one of us. So like, you got your secondary family. Tori was doing her Fabletics infotainment commercial. So it's soft and stretchy. I can go to the gym. I can go to Whole Foods. It's do you have it? Are you done pitching? It is super cute. I can't even lie. It's very cute. It looks comfortable.
It's so comfortable. I'm going to the GI doctor right after this, so that's why I want it to be comfortable.
Oh, stop with your sexy talk. You're getting me hot.
I know, it's a weird flex. I do want to give you guys one quick fact. You cannot.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me do it. We have a protocol. We have a way things work here.
Oh, sorry.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so you cannot breathe through your nose while sticking your tongue out. Yeah, you can. Wait.
You absolutely can. That was the first thing I did.
You cannot breathe through your nose with your tongue out. Yeah, you can.
Yes, you can. All right, you got to get a new one. I'm infuriated right now.
Oh my God, I think that was just a joke. Okay, that was really bad. Okay, here we go. Every second, your body produces 25 million new cells.
Is that?
Which means that means that in 15 seconds, you will have produced more cells than there are people in the United States.
Is that during growth as well? And like when you're dying? Because when you're dying, you're making less, your cells are dividing less, right?
I don't know.
I think that's why, like, when little kids break a bone, they heal like Wolverine.
I know, they're like the liver, it just regenerates.
Yeah, just better.
So weird.
Yeah, I that's the one thing I will say is like there needs to be, because there's a term for like helicopter parents, and like we all can picture that. But my favorite kind of parent and I know a couple of parenting couples like this that are just like one friend of mine that I have, like they were like, oh, our son bitches about everything. Then we found out because he was complaining about his leg that it really was broken. We didn't find out till the next day, and she was like, oh. Some parents are like, you're all right, and then you're like, you're fine. I kind of like those parents. I get the helicopter parenting because I had to fight that, but I really do stand in awe of just parents like, she's fine.
Let her figure it out, you know.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. So Tori, definitely two of the worst facts that you've ever had.
I know, they're terrible.
No, they were enough to never do the show again. But we will. We will be back on Monday. In the meantime, colleagues, damn it, we love the hell out of y'all. We'll be back on Monday. Let's see if Tori's predictions are right, and if we have a Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl. And with that, guys, Michael Dane, take us out of here.